Ladies and gentlemen, I am absolutely disgraced tonight. I'm absolutely disgraced. I'm sorry that I was late. I had a lot to post. I was getting into all this, like the Devondre Campbell thing. Honestly, yeah, the Niners lost the game, but this man is a sucker ass. Just like Mooney Ward said, he's a sucker. He's a sucker, man. I can't believe this guy. Hold on, let me get this out of the way. I cannot even believe what just happened. This man, Devondre Campbell, you were given what, $5 million this year? You were told to, hey, hold it down for Dre Greenlaw. Okay, hold it down for Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw is an absolute dog. He's an absolute dog. This guy grinded his ass up to come back to the team. He got 10 tackles tonight. He was the absolute force. It's his first game back from a torn Achilles. Obviously, he wasn't going to play the whole game, but when he was to be off the field, they were going to replace him with Devondre Campbell because you were his replacement all season. I guess he didn't feel like that was right. And you know what this guy did? He quit. He left the team. You left the team. They needed you. D. Winters was dealing with an injury. You leave the team? That's sucker, man. If you didn't want to suit up, you shouldn't have came on the field. You shouldn't have been there. You getting paid a lot of money. And Mooney Ward said that. Charvarius Ward said, hey, man, if you don't want to be on the field, then you shouldn't be there. This man lost his daughter this year. He's on the field. Do you know how much it must hurt this guy to be on the field and playing and being away from his family? He lost his daughter. And you're sick. You're mad. You're upset because, oh, God, you lost your starting job. You weren't a starter to begin with. You were the backup linebacker on this team waiting, holding a spot for Dre Greenlaw. Quitter, dude. You're a quitter. You're an absolute disgrace to this team. You're a quitter, man. Okay, the Niners lost. That sucks. I don't even want to. That sucks. But you quit on your team? You quit on your team? The last image you're going to see of yourself on this team, because you're getting cut. Because Mooney Ward said you're getting cut. Kyle Shanahan said we got to do so. We don't. George Kittle was pissed. He says this is a disgrace. That's dumb. You don't do that shit. The last image you're going to have of you on this team is going to be walking off the field with a towel over your head. Get your ass out of this team. Don't even show up to the facility tomorrow. Don't even show up. This man, he has an ego to sit there and say, "Oh well, Dre Greenlaw, I don't want to play second fiddle to this guy. I don't want to play second fiddle to this guy, motherfucker." He's Dre Greenlaw. He's Pro Bowl caliber lineman. This guy has more talent in his finger than you have in your whole body, Devondre Campbell. Let me tell you that. Okay? Yeah, I said it. And you know what? If Charvarius Ward can play after he lost his daughter a month ago, and you're sitting here crying about snaps, it's immature. Unbelievable. Needs to get his ego checked. Absolutely, man. Unbelievable. I can't even focus on breaking this game down. The game was terrible. Defense played shout out to Dre Greenlaw, man. Shout out to my boy Dre Greenlaw. This guy 10 minutes ago towards his Achilles is horrible. He could have been Super Bowl legend. Probably would have won that game. It is what it is. Came back and he was everywhere. He was dogging it. He left the game. It was precautionary. Kyle Shanahan says they wanted to be safe. This man was killing it. I wish he was in the fourth quarter because they could have used him. Run defense was not as good without him. He made a big difference. Every play, he was there. Shout out to Dre Greenlaw, man. Dog. Shout out to the defense. They played good. Nick Bosa was a difference maker. Nick Bosa after the game. That's what Nick Bosa said. Want to hear what Nick Bosa said, man? Nick Bosa said this. Listen. He says, we're going to find out who wants to be here in the next few weeks. If you're healthy, you should play. If you're healthy, you should play. That's what he said. He's Nick Bosa's a dog, man. He played. I know he's been injured, but he intends to play out the year. It's tough, man. Nick Bosa took a shot at Devondre Campbell. He says, we're going to find out who wants to be here. Played good, man. This defense played tough. Fourth quarter, it wasn't good enough. And what happened was the offense couldn't score. They couldn't put the damn ball in the box. Deebo Samuel, let's talk about Deebo Samuel because, I've been the biggest Deebo guy in the world, but put the fries in the bag, Deebo. It's time to put the fries in the bag, my guy. I'm sorry. Deebo Samuel, it's going to be working for DoorDash, my guy. Because, listen, you said, give me the ball. Give me the ball. You came out publicly, Twitter. You was telling it. I want the ball. But give me the ball. Give me the dot, 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 dot. You was telling everybody put the ball in your hands. Why? You had the prime opportunity. This man, listen, Deebo Samuel, this man, 2019 Deebo, 2021 Deebo, slat and go, touch. That's a touchdown. That's the game right there. Niners win the game because of Deebo Samuel. They gave him the opportunity. Put the ball in the box. And he dropped it. He dropped it. The fans booed him. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. They should have booed him. You asked for the ball, and you couldn't deliver on the biggest stage, the biggest game of the year. You couldn't deliver. Deebo, it's not all his fault. Brock Purdy, man, he can't play in the rain. Brock Purdy can't play in the rain. The offense was not cooking. It was not cooking. Brock Purdy, I don't know why you were throwing it deep to Juwan Jennings, and I love Juwan Jennings. He's not that deep threat. You had Ricky Pearsall over the middle. You had Isaac Guerrero there, but I don't know if he trusted Ricky Pearsall because he did have a poor play before that. So that's trust. He doesn't trust the guy. I wish we kind of had Ayuk, honestly. Wish we had Ayuk because he trusted him. But we all know what happened with Ayuk this season. And that deep pass was just not it. Brock Purdy's accuracy on those deep passes was not it. And that's going to be something to talk about when they talk about his contract because he ain't $60 million quarterback. The rain really affected him. He can't – when the weather's weathering, Brock Purdy struggled, man. I'm not going to lie to you. He struggled. Deebo struggled. Why don't you get the ball to George Kittle? Like, why don't you just give the ball to George Kittle? That's what killed me, man. Like, Deebo, I feel like he really threw salt in this game. Like, he wanted the ball so much. And I feel like they forced it. They force-fed Deebo, and it just didn't work. It didn't work. They tried to get him the ball. Kyle tried to get him the ball, and it didn't work. They force-fed that, man. This draft, yeah. They force-fed him the ball, man. They force-fed him the ball, and it didn't work out, bro. They stopped feeding Kittle. You don't stop feeding Kittle. That's your key. That's the MVP of your season. George Kittle's the MVP of your season. And you give it to Deebo because he cried on Twitter? That's tough, man. Kyle lost the locker room after that Devondre Campbell, man. The Niners said, why in the world would we pay Purdy this offseason? I mean, that was their guy. That's what the rumors have been saying. That's what the reports are. They're going to go all in on him. You ain't paying him $60 million, that's for sure. It's going to be a wild offseason, man. God. Julia says, I'd be shocked if Campbell ever gets another NFL job. Yeah, he's done. You might as well hope that you have a good retirement plan. Hope that you saved your fucking money, Devondre Campbell. I hope you saved your money. I hope Devondre Campbell saved his money because he's done in the NFL. You better put the fries. You want to know somebody that's going to put the fries in the bag? That's Devondre Campbell. When he's putting the fries in my bag next month, I'm going to tell him, you better not be skimpy on the salt. I'm going to tell him something when I see him at McDonald's. Is he going to be a worker there for sure? No disrespect to those that work at McDonald's, by the way. What other team would pay Brock $40 million? I don't think a lot of teams would. You know, and I got to say this. The defense has played so good these last 2 weeks. Like, they played really good these last couple of weeks. I'm not going to sit here and say Sorensen's the answer, but he stepped his game up. Defense has stepped the game up. Dre Greenlaw was a big reason today, for sure, though. Lenore and Feliciano tweeted something today. I'm sure they did. We got to get to it. I want to talk to y'all for a minute because, look at this. Diameter Lenore. Wow. He says, this is what Diameter Lenore says. I call you brothers deeper than the surface. Blood makes us related. Loyalty makes us family. I'll never quit on my brother. No matter what happened, cut from a different cloth. It can be 50 versus 1. I'm standing on all 10. Look at Demo, baby. Look at Demo standing on all 10. We got to post this one for show. Because Demo, he said, don't quit. I ain't no quitter. Diameter Lenore, he ain't no quitter. You know who's a quitter? Devondre Campbell, man. I just, man, I can't believe that. I can't believe you quit on your team like that, bro. How you quit on your team? How you quit on the team, man? You know what's crazy? The Niners had so many chances to win this game. Like, they pissed it away again, man. They pissed it away. They just do it all season, man. It's frustrating. We got to. God, it's so frustrating. So frustrating, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's It's been one of them ones this year. One of them ones. What are we going to do this offseason? Ugh. Ugh. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a wild off season. Oh, sorry. Let me post this. I don't know. Let's see some questions, man. Not one touchdown in this game. Like that's what's crazy, man. They couldn't even score a touchdown, bro. They couldn't even score a touchdown in this. Like they got to the red zone and they got stymied. It's just the same thing every game. Every game this year, it's been the same issues, you know. So I don't know. It's been one of those things, one of those years, huh? Ugh. McKivitz was terrible. I mean, this offensive line needs a rehaul. It sucks because it's actually draft season. I hate that it's draft season, bro. I hate that it's draft season. And you know what sucks? Going back to George Kittle, like they've wasted this guy, George Kittle, man. He's such a damn good player. He's such a fantastic player, such a fantastic player. And it's like he gets wasted away. He gets wasted away every year, man. This season was like like one of these like top years for George Kittle. And it's like you're wasting it. Jawan Jennings, man, this guy's been a dog. You're wasting it. And the fact that you weren't getting the ball to George Kittle, it just behooves me. They were forcing it to Debo. That's what hurt me, man, is that they were forcing it. Forcing it. They got to get the ball. Just get the ball to your best player. Like go back to basics. Like I felt like against the Bears, they went back to basics, and that's what worked. And today they tried to be like they tried to be so different, so edgy, so different. I don't know, man. McVay just cooks Kyle lately. I think McVay figured him out, and Kyle he's in his head. He's not creative enough sometimes, and I think he needs an offensive coordinator. I don't think they're going to walk away from Kyle this year, but there's going to be a lot of changes this offseason. They definitely need to get an offensive coordinator. You get a new DC. Special teams has been bad. You need to cut Jake Moody, man. I'm sorry. It's time to cut him. Debo, he gone. Javon Hargrave, he gone. Cut those guys up. You need money. That's it. Bottom line. Use Ricky Pearsall, man. It's like taboo to throw it to Ricky. It's like when it's like, Ricky got the ball. And he made a big play in the fourth quarter, but he also made a bad play. But it's like he's a rookie. He's gonna go through up to give him the ball, man. Put the ball in his hands. He drafted him in the first round. Like this was so sick, man. Like I love Ricky Pearsall. I love the story. I think he could be a good NFL player. But bro, you're wasting him away, guys. He's a first round. Like, could you have drafted an edge rusher? You need an edge rusher. You know, you need another linebacker for sure because you need depth. You need depth at linebacker. I mean, is Dre Greenlaw going to be back next season? I hope so. After today, they better pay Dre Greenlaw whatever he wants. Today showed I'm back, bro. Like I am back. Dre Greenlaw showed that I am that guy. I'm that guy. Jake Moody, horrible kick. Cut Brendel. Yeah, Brendel's gone, guys. Jake Brendel, he cut him out. He's tough. He's so bad. Julia says, anything we can get out of Pearsall this season was bonus. And that's true. Like, nobody expected him to be shot. But still, you really didn't need a wide receiver. And if you're not going to use the wide receiver, it's tough. But you're right. Like, I see it from that standpoint, too. Like, whatever you get from him is a bonus because he did go through so much, adversity and everything. It's like, oh, my God, just to see him on the field is great. But he's a competitor. I know he wants to get the ball. But there was other positions you could have focused on in that pick. That's all I'm saying. And there's no shot to Ricky Pearsall. I like the guy. I think he's going to be a great player. Like I've heard so many good things. I was talking to Cam Inman last night, and he said such a good guy. Even he said last night wasn't the pick. Yeah, Greenlaw was phenomenal. That's the only positive tonight. Dre Greenlaw's my guy. Would you rather pay Purdy 55 to 60 million this offseason? Hell no. 65 to 70 next season? No, we're not paying him anywhere near that. He's not getting paid 55 to 60 million. He'll be happy to get 50 million, 45 to 50. Take it or leave it. If you don't want to take that money, Brock, Niners might need to go get another quarterback. I like Brock. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's had a fantastic career with the 49ers. He's been such a breath of fresh air, and I really like the guy. I'm not paying him $60 million because when the weather comes up, he hasn't done much. Like poor weather. Like when I saw the rain today, so I posted that update. I was like, it might not be good. He just struggled. And it was also the offensive play calls. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. But when the second half, there was no rain coming down, and he took some deep shots, and he couldn't hit, man. He underthrew the ball. He just didn't have the accuracy. You got it. He can get some tight window throws. He's an NFL quarterback. You got to get those. Like he makes some big plays. And it's like, okay. But it's just those deep passes. And that's what you need when you're in a tough game, when you're down to the wire. You have to make those deep you have to make those home run type plays. And he just can't hit it, man. I'm not paying him $60 million if he can't hit a home run. That's it, man. Chicks dig the long ball. And he can't dig it. Do you think we should go after another quarterback in the draft? You need depth. Absolutely. And even if he's going to be your starting quarterback, we don't like Brandon Allen. Josh Dobbs, they don't even want to use him. You need another backup. Tanner Mordecai is probably going to be QB3 next year. Stafford had plenty of time to make plays. That's another thing is their O-line was great, man. Their O-line was great. Niners D-line, I mean, they doubled, triple team Bosa all day. So what does that tell us? Something I've been saying all year. Go get more edge rushers. Go get more defensive linemen. Shanny was outcoached by McVay. I agree. Stafford. Debo got his wish, this throwback. Debo got his wish, and he just did not deliver. We talked about that already. Like, Debo Samuel said, give me the ball. Give me the ball. Selfish, right? He came out after a win, and he made it about himself. And unfortunately for Debo, guess what happened? My guy Debo couldn't deliver. You had a touchdown. When I saw that drop, oh man, I just was. He knew it. He said it after the game. He talked post game. He says, "Look, all I saw was end zone. I should have came down with the right." He's 100% right. All he saw was end zone, and he just was. Is he in his head? Maybe. But at this point, you can't sit there and go out in front of the media and talk and say dot 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 dot, and then come out with the egg like that. You can't. If you're gonna speak on the media, you know there's gonna be pressure. You're getting paid to what? $23 million, my boy? That's a lot of millions. That's a lot of M's in the bank account. Pooney only positive on the online for sure. You know what's tough? Yeah, Mayoko said he's struggling. He should not have tweeted. He absolutely should not have tweeted throwback. You know what's even worse? The announcers on Amazon Prime tonight, they didn't even know who Trent Williams was. They posted. Y'all saw that. This man. They didn't even know who Trent Williams was, guys. They didn't even know who Trent Williams was. They didn't even know who Trent Williams was. They didn't even know who Trent was. This is just some random guy. I mean, not a random, but some guy. Man, he has a beard like Trent Williams. Bro, I posted that up. I couldn't believe it. Like, listen, you can't even get our players right. And then did you see Jair Brown miss those tackles? I'm sorry, man. Jair Brown's got to go. I'm tired of this guy. Second round pick. He looks like a 7th round draft pick. I don't know. 7th round picks are good. He looks like he's just not good at football. He can't make a tackle. He's slow. He can't cover. What good is Jair Brown? Get him off this team. Get him off this team this year. Get that man off this team. Jair Brown is not good. 3rd round pick. Sorry, 3rd round pick. 2nd round pick. He was close to 2nd. Jair Brown's not good. Jair Brown's not good. Unbelievable. What a tough. I can't believe the Niners lost this game, man. My man says he was prepared for. I thought the Niners were going to win this game, man. I really did. I felt like they had good energy this week. I felt like the vibes were high. But, man, I mean, I know the Rams played the Bills. I know they played the Bills. But look, the 49ers defense held them. They held them in check. They, held them in check for the most part. But fourth quarter comes, Devondre Campbell sells on this team. Dre Greenlaw couldn't play the fourth because, they had him on a pitch count. Jair Brown couldn't tackle to save his life. And the 49ers couldn't score enough. This offense was so anemic. This offense was so poor, man. Debo, they were forcing him, just not getting the ball to Kittle. And the O-line couldn't protect Brock, and then Brock made some errant passes. My man Media says, are we even going to beat the Dolphins? I know we're coming off a loss. Initially, right now, I'm going to say no. No. I mean, I hope they can. I hope they win. But at this point, I can't believe it, man. Ryan says, we're completely overreacting on Brock. He's still the guy? No. He's good. He's not great. He can't make deep passes, man. If you're a good quarterback, you make those. This is a clutch game. The season's on the line. Season's on the line. I want my quarterback to make those plays, man. Shouldn't have thrown the deep pass, first off. If he should have checked underneath, he just doesn't look for Ricky Pearsall, man. He should have checked underneath, wide open. He also had Isaac Reno on the other side, wide open. Don't need to go deep for that. You still had time in the game. You still had timeouts. Move the ball. Get the ball downfield. I love Purdy, man, but he's not a $60 million quarterback. This season's been rough, man. It's been rough. It's been rough, guys. Been rough and tough. Unbelievable, man. It's been rough. I think I'm going to go live on Instagram, and we'll talk about it there. So, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. My man says, I sound like I can't believe this. Is a good comment. Let's talk about this. I sound like I can't believe, like I don't believe it. Like you really wanted the 49ers to make playoffs. I did, man. I did want to see them make the playoffs. I mean, I don't want to see. I mean, obviously, if we made the playoffs, it would have been, who knows what kind of team we would have had in the playoffs. But all you need is a chance. Remember a couple years back, or maybe not a couple years ago, Giants, they made it. Wild card team, they went and beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You just need a chance, man. I'm the type of guy that's very optimistic. And I think if we make it to the playoffs, this team has great players. At least Dre Greenlaw, by the playoffs, he would have been even more, more stable and had a couple games under him. Nick Bosa and all these. Like, this team is good, man. They still have some really good players. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, George Kittle. They got good players, man. But I thought they could have beat the Rams. So this is at Levi's Stadium, man. You're home. You have a home game at Levi's Stadium. Fans. This is a game for the ages. All you got, you've been to the Super Bowl. You've been to the NFC Championship. You've been to the playoffs these last couple of years. Like, you have a great roster. And you mean to tell me that you can't come out and beat the Rams at home? You get swept by them, man. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man. That's just embarrassing. And I thought they could have beat them, and I thought they could beat the Dolphins. I mean, I know this season hasn't gone well, and if you look at the history of the season, it's like not surprising is what you're saying. But I felt like this team was going on a run. I felt like they were really pulling it together. I mean, I felt like just the vibe was up. I felt like the players really started believing in it. And, they had this speech on Saturday, and, they were saying all the right things. And I felt like this team has one more run in them because they've done it every year. You go on a run. And not this year, man. When you got players quitting on your ass, this team ain't for real, man. They didn't deserve to win this game. They honestly didn't deserve to win this game. But yeah, I was surprised because I did think the Niners would win this game, and I thought they'd win next week, and I honestly thought they were going to win out, man. So I am surprised for sure. Inconsistent all season, yeah, for sure. No fight at all. That's true, man. The team didn't have any fight at all on offense. Like, I felt like they just came out flat. I said that to someone today. I texted someone. I was like, this team has no energy. They're flat. Defense, on the other hand, was a different story until the fourth quarter, man. So but when your offense isn't scoring and you put it all on your defense, they get tired, man. And eventually teams are going to make the adjustments. And that's the thing. McVay outcoached Kyle. He made adjustments. McVay made the adjustments today. Kyle Shanahan didn't. Did you see the second half? The Rams figured it out, man. Puka Nacua, come on. How are you going? When they left Puka Nacua wide open over that on that pass, that 50-yard pass, I knew it. I was like, oh, that's it. If the 49ers can't score here, we're cooked. How do you leave Puka Nacua wide open, my guy? Oh, man, they do need better coaches. Why do I sound like Nick Wright when it comes to Purdy? I mean, you got to be realistic with yourself. I love Brock Purdy. Listen, man, you just got to be real with yourself. It's not that he's Mr. Irrelevant, and I do like Brock Purdy. I think he's a good quarterback. You have to hit those big money plays, man. And after today, he's done it multiple times, guys. He's not fucking Joe Burrow. I'm sorry. We don't have Joe Burrow walking through that roster. Brock Purdy's a great story. He's a fun guy. He's a great, humble young man. He says the right things. He's a good quarterback. He's not an elite quarterback worth $60 million. We've seen it time after time this season. Big money games, big money throws. You can't hit the deep pass. That's not what you're going to get paid. You can't pay him $60 million for missing that shit, man. I'm saying that was a lot of pressure in this game. Pressure game. And he folded under pressure. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to keep it a buck on you. And I love Brock Purdy. I'm a big Brock Purdy fan, but I'm going to keep it absolutely real with you because I don't want to sit here and sugarcoat stuff and give you hope. And I'm telling you like I see it, man. Brock Purdy, you can't hit those money passes. You don't deserve the money. He doesn't have T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. He has George Kittle. You got Juwan Jennings. You got freaking Debo Samuel. You got good players on this team. People said, this is the thing. This is the thing. Now people are saying, oh, Niners don't have enough weapons. A couple months ago, it was the Niners have the Avengers. What is it? And Niners have a good offense. They're not utilizing it right. Kyle Shanahan can't call up plays right. Throw the ball to George Kittle, man. I'm telling you, man. I've seen enough. I think Brock Purdy will be back. I like Brock. I just don't think you should pay him $60 million. That's it. I didn't forget what he said. I know what Cam said, and I told him, I said, we'll see how it goes. We talked off camera too. I said, I just don't know if he's worth $60 million. But I get it. It's the market value, and you pay the teams are so like auto-tuned now. Like teams and GMs are, oh, it's the market value. We got to pay him the market value. Danny Dimes a couple years ago was paid the market value. He wasn't good. But just because the guy is the next in line to get a quarterback contract, you pay him the market value. Is that like just because the status quo? That's the way. Like if some guy, if I'm gonna jump off the cliff, and that's the thing to do, are you gonna jump off the cliff? That's the way I look at it. Just because the market value says pay the man $60 million, I don't think you should. I think you got to evaluate the whole situation. But again, I like Brock. Yeah, O-line is a problem. O-line is the problem. They got to fix that. I agree with that. O-line needs a big facelift, man. But O-line, don't matter how much time you have. If you get the chance to make those deep passes and you can't hit them, it's not on the O-line. The O-line's not throwing the ball down the field. That's all I'm saying. Just those big money passes, man, he struggles with them. Tank for Arch Manning. He got 2 more years, man. We got a tank for 2 years. Man, when in doubt, just feed Kittle for sure. What? Campbell's a bum, man. Campbell's a bum. That's all out. Yes, sacred. Did you not see? Yeah, I posted all over the place. So, Devondre Campbell, man, he quit on the team. Sucker. He gone anyway. Yeah, sure. Warriors lost yesterday and Niners lost today. I know. Bay Area's in shambles, bro. Oh, man. Any case, I'm going to hop on Instagram, man. This was a brutal loss. I appreciate you guys for hopping in and checking it out. Make sure you hit that like button. We'll be back soon, shortly. I'll be live on Instagram, and we'll talk about it there. I love you guys. Tough game. Rough game, man. I don't even know anymore. I'm so frustrated at Devondre Campbell, man. I'm sick to my stomach. He took away. You know what sucks, man? Like, can't believe that. You know, the one good thing about this is players are calling his ass out. I'm happy that the players are calling his ass out, man. Y'all have a good rest of your night, man.